Subscribe now, because what you're about to hear can completely transform your vision of prosperity. There's a reason why so many people read Think and Grow Rich and still remain stuck in the same struggles. Napoleon Hill didn't write just a manual about money. He encoded a spiritual secret, something that only those who awaken within can perceive. He said the secret appears in every chapter, but it's never written explicitly. When I finally understood what it was, everything changed. The secret is not to desire, nor simply to believe. It's to align thought, emotion, and action with a single frequency of certainty. It's the moment when you stop asking and start becoming. For years, I repeated affirmations, made lists, and nothing happened, until the day I realized that thinking about wealth is not the same as vibrating wealth. Hill said the mind is the broadcasting station of faith. When faith is real, the universe has no choice but to respond. It was when I stopped doubting and began acting as if I were already prosperous that the signs began to appear. What Hill hid was not an external formula but the law that governs the invisible. He understood that everything that exists begins first as a thought impregnated with emotion. When that mixture becomes constant, it generates a frequency that attracts compatible circumstances. Most people think about wealth while fearing its absence, therefore they vibrate scarcity. I did the same. I read the book Seeking an Instant Miracle. But Hill was training me to understand cause and mental effect. He spoke of the inner master, the power that manifests when imagination is guided by purpose. Then I realized that money is not the goal, but the reflection of consciousness. Everything changed when I began to give thanks before receiving, to feel abundant, even with little. The outer world reacted like a mirror. Businesses began to flourish, ideas emerged, the right people appeared. It was as if a portal had opened. Many read Hill and look only for the techniques, the definite plan, persistence, the mastermind. But the secret lies between the lines. He said whoever discovers it holds the key to fortune. That secret is emotionalized faith, not blind faith, but the vibrant conviction that what you desire is already real in the invisible realm. A thought repeated with emotion creates the mental pattern. The pattern attracts the reality. Once I internalized this, I realized every past failure had been training. Hill said every defeat carries the seed of an equivalent benefit. I learned to view hardship as confirmation that something greater was in preparation. When you understand that, you stop fighting circumstances and begin to shape them from within. Hill spoke of a sixth sense, the bridge between the conscious and the infinite. It awakens only when your purpose is pure and your mind disciplined. For years I tried to control everything, but when I let go, intuition began to guide my steps. Ideas that once seemed impossible became clear. The hidden secret is that the mind must be silent to hear the divine command. Prosperity is not born from the noise of hurry, but from the silence of certainty. I began meditating before work, writing my goals as if they had already happened. And the most curious thing, the more I served others, the more doors opened. Hill called it the law of compensation. The universe pays with interest to those who give value with love. When I understood that wealth is a state of mind, not a number, I began to use each challenge as a vibration test. Hill said that the man who masters his mind masters his destiny, and mastering the mind means mastering what you feel. Instead of reacting to lack, I observed it and chose another thought. I started asking myself, what would a rich person do right now? That question changed my decisions. I began to act with courage, to take a stand, to invest in myself. Money came naturally as a consequence. The hidden secret was simple. Whatever you deeply believe about yourself becomes material reality. Today, when I reread Think and Grow Rich, I realize the entire book is a mirror. Hill didn't want us to follow his words, but to discover our own inner voice. He wanted to lead us to the point where faith becomes certainty, Uncertainty turns into creative power. When you understand this, you no longer need to chase wealth. It chases you. The universe responds to the vibration of those who know who they are. The secret hill left hidden is the same one Christ taught. Whatever you ask for in faith, believing that you receive, you shall receive. Thought is the seed, faith is the water, and inspired action is the sun. Plant, water, and allow it to bloom. Comment below if you've ever felt this awakening, and share this video so more people discover what Think and Grow Rich really means. Now let's turn theory into practice. Take a notebook and pen. Write 3 sentences. I am the source of my prosperity. Everything I desire already exists. The universe cooperates with me. Repeat them aloud every day, but with emotion. The key is not in the words, but in the feeling. Close your eyes and visualize a scene in which you already live the life you want. Feel the texture, the sounds, the smell. The more details you imagine, the stronger your vibrational field becomes. Hill recommended creating an imaginary council, a mental meeting with people you admire. Do it every night. Ask for advice. Listen for answers. It may seem like imagination, but your subconscious will respond. Another practice, write down every small sign of progress. They feed your faith. Practice gratitude in advance. Thank before receiving. That flips the polarity of scarcity. When a problem appears, ask, what is this situation trying to teach me about abundance? A wealthy mind learns from everything. Hill said persistence is the test of faith. So set goals with dates and emotional purpose. Place them where your eyes see them daily. When doubt arises, repeat, my mind is creative, my faith is active. This repetition builds a new neural pattern. And serve. Prosperity comes through contribution. Give something, time, talent, kindness. The return will multiply. Finally, practice silence. 10 minutes of quiet each day can reveal more than 100 pages read. In that space, the 6th sense speaks. Visualize a golden light above your head, expanding outward, connecting you to the infinite source. Breathe deeply and feel guided. If you apply all this in 30 days, you'll notice coincidences, opportunities, and unlikely meetings. They are not coincidences, they're responses to your new vibration. Stay firm. You don't need to see the entire path. You only need to take the first step in faith. The secret Hill hid was this: the human mind is the bridge between the visible and the invisible. Use it with love, purpose, and gratitude, and everything will change, just as it changed for me.